Last but not least for the week is eccentric knee flexion. I'm just going to describe these three. In CrossFit, you're dropping down to catch these weights. This can add cushioning and thicken up the muscles and tendons behind the knee while assisting your running stride, maybe even adding some extra power. It's three very different ones. Let's start with the one that's most common in CrossFit gyms is a glute ham raise. Now, a glute ham raise, when you go down and come back up, we can turn this into extra eccentric training, meaning on the way down by using the back extension function. So you'd use more weight than you'd be able to strictly lift back up. By using the back extension function, gaining momentum, then pulling yourself, then fight the eccentric. Now, I'm not even saying that's for everyone, but you could start just about anyone working the back extensions, working on getting up into a glute ham raise. So that's just one aspect. The most common in gyms, period, is a leg curl machine, and that you could really get anyone into because you use two legs up and one leg down. So you could start with the lowest plate and so on. With both of these, I like 2 sets of 4 to warm up, just 4 reps because we're going down slow, and then 4 sets of 4 working sets on Fridays, your last day of the week, because you're finishing things off. You may get really sore there because of how much deep bending you have in CrossFit, but not necessarily training the exact opposite side of that. So when you do something that you're not used to as much, you get really sore. Then my personal favorite, because of how easy it is to integrate into group classes, you can really feel it working, is just going down slow on a Nordic. Nordic benches are starting to gain some popularity. Rogue has an American-made one. Sorinex has an American-made one that has the thickest padding on the market. Mine's going to have actually even more padding and be built a bit elevated so you can do loaded tibialis work off the end without it hitting the floor. But these are great companies, and I would highly recommend those products. Sorinex calls theirs the poor man glute ham, but I would actually call it the rich man glute ham because I know from personally training some of the world's richest athletes, few of them have the Sorinex one in their gym, and they really care about their strength on that exercise. So it's so easy to integrate that, and actually so much cheaper for one of those than a glute ham raise or especially a hamstring curl machine. So I'm a big fan of all three of these. All three of these allow eccentric knee flexion training. Now, we've covered 5 different protocols. For me, those are 5 different things I would not want to live without. But optional on any of these days, even though I'm only advising each of these once a week, optional on any of these days would be backward sledding for 5 minutes. That helped me get off painkillers, and I go 6 months of my year like at home with like really basic type tools, no sled, and I'm fine. I can live without a sled, but I did 100+ miles of it, and I used it extensively to get out of pain, and I've used it a lot to help others get out of pain. So if you have an extra 5 minutes, you could every day, you could be going backward sled in order to help yourself heal because you're getting into a strengthening position, but you don't have that lowering effect. So you recover within a few hours, whereas, well, the session we just described with the eccentric knee flexion, you might be sore for 5 days. So that is an optional bonus on any of these 5 sessions. I'm keeping these 5 sessions up to date on the app for someone who wants to get perfect form coaching. My specialty and what ATG is really just trying to bring people the lowest price to coach their form to perfection no matter where they are so they can integrate these movements into their fitness and use them the rest of their lives to help themselves and others. ATG isn't a sport. It's there to assist in whatever people want to do. And ATG really isn't even a program. ATG is not a program. It's just the movements and getting them in with perfect form. So I hope this video helps you. I hope you can use it to help other people. That's the name of the game. Can't thank you enough, everyone who has spread this channel and even given me the opportunity to now be connected with some of these top CrossFit gyms that I'm going to be going to later this and next year, and just throwing myself into the fire. I have a fundamental belief if I put my energy on something, then I can do some good work in that area. But there's no shortcut. I'm not going to become a CrossFitter. I'm a basketball player, but I'd really like to experience this more to make sure I'm helping the best I can.